They're dangerous."
You don't believe that.
"I do."
But it's a theory that belongs to the Dark Ages. We've disproved it. We've got beyond that.
"Yes, so was war. We'd got beyond it. But it's here. I tell you there are only two classes, the governing and the governed. That has always been true. It always will be. Let the socialist rave. It has never got them anywhere. I know. I come from the mucker class myself. I know what they stand for. Boost them and they'll turn on you. If there's anything in any of them, he'll pull himself up by his own bootstraps."
They're not all potential Fengers.
"Then let 'em stay where they are." Fanny's pencil was tracing and retracing a tortured and meaningless figure on the paper before her.
Tell me, do you remember a girl named Sarah Sapinsky?
"Never heard of her."
That's fitting. Sarah Sapinsky was a very pretty, very dissatisfied girl who was a slave to the bundle chute. One day there was a period of 2 seconds when a bundle didn't pop out at her and she had time to think. Anyway, she left. I asked about her. She's on the streets.
"Well?"
Thanks to you and your system.
"Look here, Fanny, I didn't come to you for that kind of talk. Don't, for heaven's sakes, give me any sociological drivel today. I'm not here just to tell you my troubles. You know what my contract is here with Haynes Cooper, and you know the amount of stock I hold. If this scheme of Haynes goes in, I go out, voluntarily, but at my own price. The Haynes Cooper plant is at the height of its efficiency now." He dropped his voice. "But the mail order business is in its infancy. There's no limit to what can be done with it in the next few years. Understand? Do you get what I'm trying to tell you?" He leaned forward, tense, and terribly in earnest. Fanny stared at him. Then her hand went to her head in a gesture of weariness. "Not today, please, and not here. Don't think I'm ungrateful for your confidence. But this month has been a terrific strain. Just let me pass the 15th of October. Let me see Theodore on the way." Fenger's fingers closed upon her wrist. Fanny got to her feet angrily. They glared at each other a moment. Then the humor of the picture they must be making struck Fanny. She began to laugh. Fenger's glare became a frown. He turned abruptly and left the office. Fanny looked down at her wrist, ruefully. 4 circlets of red marked its smooth whiteness. She laughed again, a little uncertainly this time. When she got home that night she found in her mail a letter for Theodore, postmarked Vienna, and stamped with the mark of the censor. Theodore had given her his word of honor that he would not write to Olga or give her his address. Olga was risking Fanny's address. She stood looking at the letter now. Theodore was coming in for dinner, as he did 5 nights out of the week. As she stood in the hallway, she heard the rattle of his key in the lock. She flew down the hall and into her bedroom, her letters in her hand. She opened her dressing table drawer and threw them into it, switched on the light, and turned to face Theodore in the doorway. "'Lo, sis."
"Hello, Teddy. Kiss me." "Phew! That pipe again. How'd the work go today?"
"So-so. Any mail for me?"
"No."
That night, when he had gone, she took out the letter and stood turning it over and over in her hands. She had no thought of reading it. It was its destruction she was contemplating. Finally she tucked it away in her handkerchief box. Perhaps after the 15th of October. Everything depended on that. End of Part 1 of Chapter 17.